Anytime I sleep at night, I got demons in my mind. Every time I count that money, I'm riding hella clean, not a crease in the forces. I came up from the trench, I had to give me a fortress. I've been going through a lot, I hope you rock out with me. I ain't never had a lot, I brought my block all with me. Let the chopper sing like a money machine. Ask me how I been, I've been doing my thing. Came up from the block, I had a lot to live. Got too much.
I definitely.
Point of information. Do she realize she ain't the
I do
only
not
one?
yield.
She out of order, Madam Chair, and you need to warn her acting a fool, because I ain't been acting a fool. But if she want to act a fool and go to howling and playing, I'm good at acting a fool. Check her. Now, you done seen it getting started. It's finna get started.
I'm asking you.
No, you got to check her quick. Don't ask me. When she holler and do, check her. Because when you don't and she thinks she done did something and spitting out all that wrong information, it's on. I wouldn't care if you had to ask me to leave and
I will, but
Okay.
I cannot do it while you're talking.
She could get a long way with me. I say this for the record. She need to apologize for calling me the most racist person she ever met in her life. She need to apologize for putting that bad stuff out there. There's nothing wrong with an apology. Want me to show you? I apologize for being so passionate and going on this long. Apology ain't never hurt nobody who mean right.
Yeah. This whole thing, all this repetition and whining is getting to me. The residents, particularly in my ward, they say, oh, you people don't get anything done. Well, they're right. It's because of all this rambling. Nothing but rambling. My drift factor is just pegged to scale. I'm ready to go home. I've had it with this. You guys are just, this is sad. I'm sick of it.
Madam Chair. He welcome to go home. He ain't hardly here sometime anyway. And let me say this about Mr. Griggs. If Mr. Griggs say it's whining, no, we got the 30-year deal when the other council couldn't get it done. We got the water deal done. We done replaced pipes. So we getting stuff done. If you was here to vote, Mr. Griggs, you and Miss Fields and Miss Worthing, you would know we getting stuff done. So this council with the 4 or 5 or 6 people who hangs for in the meeting, oh, we done got stuff done. I'm not gonna let nobody.
When you're kicked out of the
Mr.
meeting,
Griggs,
we
Mr.
get a
Griggs.
lot done.
You out of order,
Mr.
sir.
We get a lot.
Griggs,
I know you
Mr.
want me to resign, don't you? You say when I'm gone, I heard you.
Don't talk
Griggs.
Why don't you just leave?
Mr.
Why don't you be you and I be me?
Come on,
Why
you
don't we
guys.
do that?
Mr. Mays, you were done.
You got a man ready to speak, and you trying to argue not to recognize.
Right.
I'm not arguing not to
Well, I
recognize.
recognize him so we can move on.
If you can be quiet long enough to let me finish my sentence, which I know is difficult for you,
You better quit
What I
picking
was
on me,
saying
because I'm going to get out of
is
order
that
on your butt.
council has forgotten here.
It's getting a little messy. You condoning it.
And what I said was,
That I'm not gonna let this man interrupt me and then accuse me
Point of order.
of not knowing the rules.
Point of order.
What's your point of
She
order?
cannot directly talk to another colleague in personal terms as a man. He's Councilman Mays or
Is
whoever
white
you
woman
talking to.
better?
Hey,
'Cause that's
you
what
out
I
to
want.
lunch today.
Stop it. Stop it.
She the one.
parliamentary inquiry. We were
Okay,
told, we
You
were
can say
told
black man,
parliamentary
it don't matter to
inquiry.
me.
There
I
is
am
no
a
point
man.
of order by
Chair,
Point of order.
do you know we on a simple vote, yea or nay, on suspending the rules? That's really ain't got nothing to do with how you gonna vote, yea or nay.
Councilman Mays, it has everything to do with how I vote, because I can say no,
I'll
and I
find
have
out
a
from y'all
reason to
about that
say
computer
why.
system later, man.
Councilman
This
Mays,
shit
anyway.
is crazy.
I'm simply saying,
This
as
shit
we
is
suspend
crazy,
rules, we
man.
wouldn't have to have a motion to
Damn.
suspend rules
This shit
if our
is
rules
crazy.
already made adjustment for this very thing.
I have both a bachelor's in a master's in public administration from the University of Michigan. I have taught at the university, okay, for 12, well, it's more than just a title. I earned the right to that title. I earned the right to that. And you have a limited understanding of the charter. I would suggest perhaps, oh
That's racial as you gonna get right there. You might as well call me the N-word. She might want to call me if you want to.
It's an example of the problems of a city council viewed by some as dysfunctional. Tuesday, their meeting lasted nearly 6 hours, about an hour shorter than the one the day before.
It should take time. In some cases, we should spend more time.
That's Councilman Eric Mays, who sometimes is a flashpoint during meetings. On Monday, he was accused by Council Leader Kate Fields of disrupting the virtual meeting, so she silenced his phone line. And for that, yesterday the City Council voted 5-2 to impose a 30-day gag order on Fields.
You people will have to live with your consciences if you have any.
You know, that's why I go to church. You know what they tell me in church? Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do and say. So I ain't letting none of them get away with it, and at the end, I ain't letting Kate Fields get away with it. I done fought too hard, been talked about, locked up, believe someone was put in my drink. So you ain't gonna shut me down when it come to fighting, to set in jail and everything. Miss Galloway, I'm talking. It ain't right for you to be interrupting me when I'm talking. I'm gonna respond to him and to the citizens, and I'm done. You didn't interrupt him. You didn't interrupt Kate Fields, but with me, you must feel friendly with me. I say, you just like to interrupt me. You be way out of order. Quit talking when I talk. Let me respond, and it'll be over. You can't be interrupting me when you give me the floor. We just talked about that. Now you want to talk to Angela. Learn the rules. You the chairman's pick. So we'll wait till you figure out and decipher common sense. It fails. Madam Chair.
The next item on, Councilman Mays, if you're going to make a
Madam
motion
Chair,
to go ahead.
what I was doing was being courteous to our staff. I was leading up to a motion because Ms. Brown talked to me about them eating up staff money, and y'all didn't let me get off first base. A motion for reconsideration can't even pass now because we lost a member. It takes 6. This council don't meet in order to function properly. And it's a lot of bad rulings and interpretations as to these rules rather than focus on business. In a minute, we'll lose a quorum. Call for the orders of the day. This is ridiculous.
So there is,
Madam Chair, you just go to the next thing. So before we lose a quorum, I call for the orders of the day.
right, the only problem.
Oh, I
is the
see what
orders
you're
of the
saying
day.
would be executive session. We can't even have vote to go into it.
So,
Can we keep moving? Can we keep moving, Madam Chair? Yeah, let's deal with the special order. Madam.
Robert Jones. Thank you, Janelle. I wanted to call in to give Reverend Dr. Eric Mays a shout out, as well as Miss Galloway, Miss Winfrey Carter, Mr. Winfrey. You guys are on the ground and y'all are working for us people here in Flint, Michigan. Keep on working. It's just election season's coming up. We need to, you know who we need to, you know who our target is. Public is listening. Mrs. I just have so much on my mind. I just need to get the president out the way. Mrs. Kate Fields and Mrs. Eva Worthy. There are my 2 biggest targets that need to get off council, and I'm doing everything that I possibly can to make that happen. Maurice Davis, it's time for him to go. He gets on that podcast on Facebook and talks crazy, but he doesn't talk any of that in city council. I want to hold you, Mr. Davis, accountable for whatever you say on Facebook. Come into the city council and say the same thing. Don't be flip-flopping, saying one thing on the podcast and coming into city council saying another thing. The way you fight for the
Okay, well then,
So,
she ain't in here for that. I said postpone the other one. You know, I ain't got to
So,
go
orders
chase
of the
council
day.
people.
Right.
Hell,
So,
I'll leave if they
the
come
next-
for their stuff. This is getting ridiculous. If it ain't got their name on it, they ain't here. Now, what if I leave? This is ridiculous. Give me a cooling off period. That's what they do at GM. It's ridiculous. Can't do nothing. But it's their name on it, they here. Give me a cooling off period. Give me 30 seconds. This is tripping me out. Move forward. Chasing cameras.
So,
Chasing cameras.
are you,
Chasing cameras. I know what they doing. Chasing
I'm
cameras.
trying to ask, so, go ahead, Ms. Wheeler. Go ahead, so there's an executive session requested by the attorney, Ms. Wheeler.
Number one stunner.
City Attorney's Office.